Happy Monday. Sarah Bramalll here, one half of the Coaching Catalyst duo, co-founder of the Catalysts alongside Rebecca Daniel. So together we're both ICF coaches, we're both coach trainers, and we're coach supervisors. And we run a wonderful community called the Coaching Catalyst Collective, which is for coaches to support coaches through supervision, learning and development, and community. And we've got a very special guest joining me today. So today, very excited to be joined by Leonora Found, who is our community manager in the Coaching Catalysts. We're going to learn today all about Leonora, about what brought her into coaching, about the work that she does in her own coaching business, as well as the role that she plays in the collective. And she's going to be sharing some tips with us today about how to practice mental fitness. So, hey, Leonora, welcome. Great to have you with us today.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello,
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Start of a new week and nearly into August as well.
I know. I know. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm very motivated when I get to this point in the year, because it's like we've still got another 6 months to do what we wanted to do for the year. So I'm actually coming from a really motivated space today.
Oh, I'm really pleased to hear that. And I really love your mindset around that, because my mindset is like, oh God, it's more than halfway through the year and we're running out of time. But a great reframe that you've just offered there is actually, we're only just coming into August and we've still got lots of time left in this year. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so Leonora, for those of us who maybe haven't met you before, haven't connected with you before today, can you just give us a little introduction to you so we can just start to understand a little bit more about you and about what you do?
So I'm Leonora Found. I am 52. It's a number that I'm now wear proudly, because I'm into this different stage of my life. My children are a little bit older, and I'm stepping into a new season of my life. I am an ICF accredited coach. I have a diploma in counselling, and I have a degree in industrial psychology and communications. So that's me. I now run my own business, Leonora Found Coaching, with an emphasis on mental fitness, as you mentioned, Sarah. And my focus really is to help women, particularly women who are in transition. And then that could be, they're coming out of that hard stage of raising children and they want to go back to work. They want to try something new. Women like myself who's sort of starting to face empty nest syndrome and not quite sure where they're going to navigate, where their values and their goals align and what they're wanting to achieve for themselves. Even people that I've worked with facing retirement and going, oh, there's this void in front of me. What next? Is there something that I can still do? So those are the kind of people the kind of women that I'm really focusing my attention on.
Wonderful. Thank you for your introduction. And do you know what? It's just wonderful to hear you talk about you and the backgrounds and in the knowledge that you have, because obviously Leonora and I know each other. This is not the first time that we've met, but it's rare actually that we introduce ourselves kind of in this formal way and we talk about the background and experience and qualifications, which really position you, Leonora, as an expert in your fields. And also love hearing you talk about your age and about owning your age and welcoming the stage that you're in. And that really resonates with, other members that we have in the collective who are reaching maybe their late 50s into their 60s. Lots and lots of coaches who have, launched their business sort of late 50s, 60s, some who are just at the beginning as they enter their 60s. And it's really empowering, really powerful to see that happening and to see that attitude of like, yeah, let's go for this and let's start something new. It's wonderful.
It wasn't always my mindset, Sarah. It really wasn't. It was, I'd kind of, before I understood how the brain actually works and the neuroplasticity. That's the word I was looking for. I thought, well, that's it. I believed, oh yeah, menopause, you have brain fog. I've got a lot of limiting assumptions. I've lost some of my confidence, and those things sort of clouded my brain. And I really thought, my brain is actually declining. That it
Mm.
couldn't be further from the truth. It honestly couldn't. And when I started my journey of having coaching myself, and before I became a coach, those are the things that was where I was headed. And now I can't get enough of it. My brain kind of feels like, a firework display, because the more I engage in, I'll give you a little bit of a thing right now. We were in France a little while ago. So our family just signed up to Duolingo, and we now on a family plan Duolingo, and we all are studying 45 minutes a day of French on Duolingo. And I cannot believe that my brain is actually able to retain this. And the more I do, the more I engage my brain, the more I work on my mental fitness, the more I establish all of that in my life, the more I just see myself moving forward. So that season of life suddenly is opened up before me. And I think, okay, there is a massive future ahead of me, and I'm going to step into it. I'm going to embrace it for all it's worth,
I really love that, Leonora. Thank you. Hey, if you're joining, come into the comments, come and say hi, let us know. Come and say hi to Leonora. Let us know if you've got any questions for Leonora. What she's talking about is really fascinating. So you just said your brain is like, it feels like fireworks. And that's, again, it's such a beautiful image, those new sparks, those new neural pathways that you're forming and that you're developing. And you're absolutely right. It's easy to tell ourselves the story that we decline cognitively as we age. We've got lots and lots of references to that in our culture, haven't we? Things like you can't teach an old dog new tricks and all of that kind of stuff. And actually to be like, no, do you know what? I'm going to commit to my mental fitness. I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow. Really, really inspiring.
Yeah. And I for people who are in this transition, there is that, well, I actually wrote a post recently about it where I kind of had the sense that I used to believe that for my parents, their time was over. Once we'd moved out of home, I'm embarrassed to think that. If I could turn the clock back, I'd say, go for it. This is your time, And as you get older, at a certain stage where I am, although family is a huge part of my life and it's one of my core values, it's great for them to see me stepping into a new me, and it inspires them. It's almost like I'm parenting from a different perspective now, and it's brilliant for us all.
It is. It's really, really great. So tell me about what brought you to coaching in the first place.
Well, it's just that I'd stopped my career to have a family. I threw myself wholeheartedly into parenting. That was my goal, my focus. Very little attention I gave to myself. And in that I lost an idea of what my values are, what my strengths were, particularly what my strengths were, where I could add value. Lost all of that, and eventually I got to a point where I was like, what can I offer the world? What can I offer outside of my home? Do I add any value? And actually, it was when my children moved back during COVID. Everybody moved back, and I thought, this is going to be terrible for me. This is just going to be awful. I'm just going to go back into that old role where I'm the mother, and everybody just looks to me for everything. And I had some life coaching myself, and literally it just opened up the way for me. And I realized that actually I have a passion to share this with other women. I have a passion to share this, to help other women see that these are just obstacles, that it's just an illusion. And actually beyond that, there is so much more, beyond what you see in your environment, what you physically see in your environment, the noise that's in your head, the limiting assumptions, the lack of confidence, or the fear. I was gripped by fear. I thought, how at my age do I step out and look elsewhere? How do I do that? And those things just kept me within this box, within this framework, which wasn't real. And so my aim is to help women to see that there is so much outside that box, to partner with them. And I do this from the perspective of mental fitness, because my belief is that if we can practice mental fitness, it forms like a baseline of strength. And from that, you always going back to that point, to this baseline of mental fitness that you have, which enables you to see forward, and to just climb over the obstacles with ease and flow, really.
Again, Leonora, it's so inspiring, and so much that you shared there about the nature of coaching, about the fact that often when clients come to coaching, it's because they know that they're not happy, but they haven't quite yet identified what they want. And when you talk about coaching and that opening up and seeing that way forward, that really is incredibly powerful. And through coaching, we're able to do that. And also, you also alluded to mental fitness and to sort of connecting with the strengths that we all have. And I think sometimes when our worlds shrink for whatever reason, and sometimes that's through having children, and sometimes that's through other life factors, we lose sight of the abilities and potential that we have, and to have that opportunity to connect to our strengths, really powerful. And I also love the word that you used, which was partnering with your clients, that idea of like walking alongside them on that journey. So it's not about you being like a guru having the answers, but you are there to walk alongside and to facilitate that journey as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that I struggled with not working during that season of my life is when I was working, I was being sharpened by other people you're working on your development, you're working on your personal development all the time. But being out of that, there was no one to partner with. I didn't have anyone to partner with. When I moved to this country, the same thing happened. There was nobody to partner with, and my focus was on my family. And so I just, I have a passion for people to be heard, to allow people to find their voice and express how they're feeling without guilt, without condemnation, without fear, and then to ease forward and walk the journey with them. It's just an incredible passion that I have. Because there's so much still to have. There's so much we can, the world just offers, a massive of opportunity, but sometimes you need somebody to just help you along the way to discover it.
And then, when you're talking, the words that are coming to me is life affirming. It's very life affirming to open up those possibilities and potential that all of us have. Oh, thank you. So mental fitness, I kind of have an idea of what it might be from thinking about the phrase, but I just wonder if you could tell us a little bit more about that and how we might go about. I kind of know if I want to get fit that I might put my trainers on and start to jog around the block physically, but mentally, how do I do that? Tell us a little bit more.
So with mental fitness, it's very much similar to your physical fitness. So we go to the gym, we build those muscles. If you want to run a marathon, Sarah, you're not going to get up and run 15 kilometers straight away. You've got to work to building that so that you can achieve your goal. And mental fitness works the same way. If we want to achieve great things, if we want to have clarity, if we want to be more resilient and bounce back from difficulties or face challenges and obstacles with the right mindset, we've got to have that mental fitness. And it's got to be something we practice daily. Just like exercise and eating healthily and drinking water is important for our overall health and well-being, so is practicing mental fitness. I didn't realize the value of it until I began to practice it. And the beauty that I find in having practiced mental fitness now is my ability to bounce back. So as you know, I've just been through a very stressful time, joyous time, but stressful time with my daughter's wedding. There was a lot going on, a lot of emotions, people coming to stay, a lot of juggling of balls. And what's amazed me is that despite that, and it was hard, and there were many days where I just thought, oh my gosh, I can't see the wood from the trees. But I've come back, and that mental fitness base, because I practice mental fitness daily, means that I was going, okay, reset, I'm back on track again. It's not pulled me down, it's not sucked the life out of me, it's not set me off my sort of radar, so to speak, or where my compass was headed. It's just meant I can actually recover much more quickly because I practice it daily. And you know, it is a lot to be said about it, Sarah, and I don't think we'll have time to go into it now, but I hope that kind of gives you an idea.
It does. No, it's really useful. Thank you. So what I'm hearing is it's about not just something we do once in a while. It's about really building up the habits of daily practice, daily work on our mental fitness. Again, I guess as we have to do with physical fitness, it's not just something we do once in a while. If we want results, we do it daily. And secondly, it's really about increasing our resilience, helping us bounce back from all of the inevitable knocks and challenges that life brings to all of us. So, wow, really, really powerful. Thank you. So,
Could I add one more thing, Sarah?
Please
Just one more thing.
do.
Because I think this is quite key. I agree with everything you've just said.
Mm,
But the one difference it is from being mindful is
yeah.
you don't need to take yourself off into a quiet place to do it. You don't have to go and
Uh-huh.
sit and close your eyes and do it. You can literally do it as I'm doing right now while I'm speaking to you, because there's an element of nerves in talking on a live. But I've actually been practicing mental fitness while I've been speaking to you just to keep myself regulated. So it's something you can do anywhere, and that's the beauty of it.
I love that. I love that. Amazing. Thank you. So different from mindfulness, where maybe we need to kind of go and be quiet somewhere. Mental fitness is something that we can be practicing all the time, everyday situations. So in meetings at work, in the supermarket queue, when we're doing a live, wherever we are, it's something that we can be practicing all of the time. Fabulous. So, Leonora, what is coming up for you? If we want to learn more about this, what do we need to do next?
Well, you can follow my website.
Yep.
I don't know if you're going to put that in the chat, Sarah,
Yep,
but
yep, can do.
you can link with me, no obligation call, we can chat. I am running a new program in September. It's a group program, so I usually take about 6 in a group, taking you through a 6-week program on mental fitness, how it works, and building it into, you know, it's kind of like an introduction to building it in as a regular practice within your life, really.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. So if we want to learn more about Leonora, about the wonderful work that she does, I'm going to pop the link here in the comments for us so that we can find that. I'm going to pop a link in as well if you want to come and join us in our Facebook community over at the Catalysts. If you want to find more out about Leonora, about the wonderful work that she does and the course that's coming up in September, go and check her out at Leonora Found. .com. Super. Thank you so much, Leonora. You've given so much food for thought today. And yeah, as I said earlier, I think the words that I'm taking away from our conversation today really is life affirming. Thank you for the gift that you've given us today.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. If you're joining later, if you're watching a replay later, give us a hashtag replay. Let us know what you think. If you've got any questions for Leonora, we will be sure to pass them on. So be sure to go and connect with Leonora over at Leonora Found. And if you want to know more about the wonderful work Leonora does in the Facebook community, come and join us over here at the Coaching Catalysts community. We'd love to see you there as well. All right, thanks, everybody.